Welcome back everyone to another full trade recap. Today I ended up taking 3 trades, 1 break even followed by 2 winning trades. We're going to break down exactly which trades I took, why I took them all, and how you guys can take these exact types of trades in the future. So as always, the first thing I will do is show you guys exactly what I was looking for coming into the session. So coming into the day here, we had an unfilled daily fair value gap. However, we swept that right at market open. So we tapped into that gap right at market open. If we look here, unfilled daily fair value gap right here. So that is where our daily fair value gap is. As you can see, I was looking for longs towards this. Unfortunately, we did not get any. So then if we simply zoom out, what are we seeing here? We have these lows. So we have this intermediate term low here, intermediate term low here, intermediate term low here, and then even further down as well, we had another hourly intermediate term low. And this intermediate term low was an unfilled 4-hour fair value gap. So I was obviously slightly more bullish in terms of disrespect versus respect, right? We're disrespecting bearish, and we were also respecting lower time frame bullish as well. So overall, I was completely expecting to see us just keep ripping up here. Just continue going up and maybe we could catch continuation longs. However, if we got a reaction from this daily fair value gap, I would be looking to target this 4-hour fair value gap as a confirmed draw on liquidity. And all that means is even if we are going to be bullish, we will still come down, respect this 4-hour gap, and then continue our bullish run higher. But for that, I would need to see something off of this daily fair value gap tap to kind of prove to me that that's what's going to happen. So I need to see a strong reaction, or price tell me that we want to run all these lows and come down to this 4-hour gap. So off of this sweep, we actually got a really nice candle straight away. Unfortunately, there was no trade here for me. So there was kind of like a 1-minute inversion here if you combine these gaps. But what did we just sweep here? We just swept into a 15-minute fair value gap. So my conviction here, just simply, it was not strong enough to overrule a 15-minute gap. And that would have been my break-even point for this trade. So I waited for more confirmation. When we come out of this 15-minute gap, if we're going to continue bullish, this should definitely take us to the highs. If not, we actually put in a 5-minute, we watch this candle close here, we put in a 5-minute rejection wick. So the wick that took us into, sorry, the candle that took us into this unfilled fair value gap, the wick of this is now the rejection block. So I would expect this to either get broke and we go straight back to the high if we were bullish. If we're bearish, I'd expect this 15-minute to be overruled by a lower time frame gap and maybe even this rejection block. So if you look right here, we tapped into the rejection block right here. We are also respecting this 2-minute fair value gap. So this 2-minute fair value gap starts to overrule this 30-second, sorry, this 15-minute fair value gap. And if, as you can see right here, we ended up getting this 1-minute and also a 30-second inversion. So I actually entered into this trade because there was a lot of confluences for this. This 2-minute fair value gap and the rejection block were overruling this 15-minute. If we were bullish, I'd expect this 15-minute to have distributed us back to the highs. If you also look right here on, sorry, I entered here on the 30-second. Stop loss at this high. Why did I have stop loss at this high? Well, we've already came back and delivered from this wick, so there's no need to have your stop any higher than this. This is a very nice place, and look at the momentum as well. And then I just targeted the unfilled 4-hour for this trade. And as you can see, this ran into profit quite nicely after having that pullback into that inception gap. We ran into profit quite nicely on this candle close here. So we closed strongly through this low. So we retraced up, closed strongly back through the low. And then when we hit this low here, after closing through this low, I went to break even. And as you can see, I got stopped at break even there. Price delivered really poorly. We edged the low twice, and then eventually we went to take profit there. So unfortunately, that was a break-even trade for me. And I now switched my focus to long positions because right here, we were engineering buy-side targets. And then we came up again, engineered more buy-side targets here, which I was interested in longing towards. So we're now inside the 4-hour gap right here. As I said, we'll be looking for a delivery out of this 4-hour gap. The dream scenario would have been a delivery from this hourly low below, but unfortunately, we didn't get a retrace that low. So, why did I fade this first 1-minute long? The reason being is that simply yeah, we simply didn't close on the 2-minute here was the reason. And when we did eventually close there, that is where I entered into a long position. So just quickly going back to why I faded this long here. Obviously, we got a nice candle close above. You could have entered there. But my short-term draw was the 4-hour. So there was no way I would ever take this long position. This was a terrible trade. This is almost like what you would call a pattern trade. We were edging this 4-hour gap, which is super strong key level to deliver from. And look at the time of the candle opening. You are entering at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. will typically manipulate us into our key level, and then we'll distribute higher. So that, in my opinion, that was a really, really poor trade. And this was the trade to take. So we had a 2-minute inversion here. Now, the reason I allowed myself a second trade is because of this trade, right? Our stop loss for this trade was about 70 points to the low of this order block right here. So that was where I placed my stop here at the body low, because we had such strong displacement we put in this order block, so we shouldn't need to come back and retest these lows here. So as you can see, we actually came back, retested this leg, so bounced out of this 1-minute inception gap, and then we got a nice pull higher. So we pushed up there. I was kind of targeting, when we hit this rejection, when we hit this high inside that rejection wick, where if we were truly still bearish, this would hold. This is when I trailed my stop. I ended up getting stopped somewhere around here at like a 0.9R. So obviously I wasn't in full size, so this was not a full 0.9R either. So not a full win there. So I allowed myself to take another setup. Now this is a very, very simple 3-step continuation trade. We're bouncing out the 4-hour. Instead of this now acting as a rejection block, this is now a 9:30 wick. If you look on the 1-minute time frame, we had a super strong wick here at open, which is a 9:30 wick. It almost can be used as if it's a data high, for example. So I marked up this as a 9:30 wick now. So the question a lot of you guys might have is, why can I now mark this out as a 9:30 wick and it's no longer protected? And the simple reason for that is because this protected high right here, so when we delivered from this rejection block right here, you see this candle here, how we delivered from the rejection block, that has done its job. So that has took us to this 4-hour gap. So now we're distributing out of the 4-hour. So now this becomes a draw on liquidity, because this has already took us to our unfilled gap. So I can now look at this as a 9:30 wick. And as you can see, we're now coming up to it. We then had a 5-minute fair value gap form just underneath right here. And obviously I just been stopped out of the other trade somewhere about now. We then retrace lower right here into this gap. And then, yeah, so here is my trade C. Here is the 30-second time frame. As you can see right here, I would have placed a stop at the low. So why did I place a stop at the low of this body and not the full low? Because obviously if we look here, this was the draw, right? So why would I place a stop here instead of here? And there's a simple reason for this. And this is what allowed me to catch a 1R to the high. When this 30-second closes, we get the inverse, right? We inverse this fair value gap and we inverse this fair value gap. But we also get a change in the state of delivery by closing above these series of down close candles that took us to the unfilled 5-minute gap. And this now holds as an area, right? We should now deliver from this change in the state. So I can put my stop loss to the low of this change in the state, as we should deliver from this anyway. And if we fail to respect this, so let's say we come back down and we fail to respect this area, I'm now expecting the trade to fail anyway, meaning that I can have that tighter stop, meaning that I can then get a 1-to-1 risk reward to this high, which was my 9:30 wick and which was my target. So hopefully, guys, that makes sense. This is what it looked like on the 1-minute. So you could have took this on the 1-minute time frame as well. It was a pretty similar close. We had a change in the state on the 1-minute as well. The stop loss was slightly bigger though, so you wouldn't have hit a 1-to-1 on the 1-minute. I entered aggressively there on the 30-second instead. If anybody has any questions about any of these setups from today, then do drop me a message. I think I read the markets on stream very predictably today. I read the fact that we'd want to come down to this 4-hour fair value gap, and then obviously called out the longs all the way back up to the highs, both these longs at the lows here, and also the continuation longs as well when we failed to hit that 9:30 wick. So any questions, drop me a message. Make sure to join my free Discord if you want free education every single day, free recaps, etc. Join my Discord, be one of the top links in the description, and you can claim my full strategy PDF from there as well if there's anything that didn't make sense in this video. But anything else, drop me a message on Discord as well. And I'll see all of you guys in the next YouTube video.